What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm Trey from Redneck Mechanics, and today I'm going to be servicing up one, if not both, of my weed eaters. So, yeah. They've set most of the winter. I think I've went down here and tried to fire them up once or twice most of the winter. So I got my tool. I got a can of two-stroke mix. Ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna get down here, get it set up, and see if I can't clean up the plugs if I ain't got them, because I know I ain't got new plugs. So I will just end up cleaning them up, cleaning out the air filter, maybe put some new fuel line in them this season. I don't know if it needs them yet or not, but yeah, pull the carb off if I got to, adjust the carb, whatever I got to do to get them running right. So yeah, we're gonna try to get one up and going at least. So I'm gonna get down here and get it set up in the workbench. Rather not on my workbench, but somewhere I can work on them. So yeah. Alright, YouTube, so this is the first weed eater that we're gonna be servicing. Keep the frame. I gotta get my wire wheel on a flat disc and re-clean up the floor pan right there and repaint it because it didn't do right. So this is the first one we're gonna be on today. I'm going to start with just taking the air filter cover off and the spark plug out, and then if I got to, I'll pop these two Allen keys out, pull this off and pull the carb if I got to. I think this is the one I need to put fuel lines in this season. So yeah, I'm also gonna find me a better bucket that I can flip over and actually sit this down on. So yeah. So I ended up just finding me a bucket to sit on. I'm just gonna push through just a little bit. So now, roll the foot back over. Thank you. I'm going to work on getting spark plug out, air filter cover off, and seeing what it looks like. And I'll update you as soon as I get the spark plug out. Give me air filter. So I got the plug out, and I got the air filter out. I probably need to get a new air filter sometime this season, and a new plug, but for now, a little bit of a wire brush, and I'll clean around one up. I'm going to pop this cover off and get it set down on the ground. Actually, I'll pop the cover off the fuel lights on the ground, and pop this off and see what the fuel lines look like. They're a little short. Two-stroke is very corrosive, if you didn't realize, on these weed whackers or weed eaters, whatever you want to call them. Two-stroke is very corrosive, like, to fuel lines. I don't know why, but they always have been. So this one has a problem. Like, see, there's still gas down in there, but the line ain't grabbing it. So I'm probably going to pop that off. I think it's got to pop that one off too. I'll take this off, and then I should be able to pull the old lines out, and I'm going to go see if I don't have any more new lines. I think I have some laying around here. So yeah, I'm gonna grab my Allen key and see if I can get those off real quick. And yeah, my stall is a complete mess. My shop, workbench, complete mess. Floor is a complete fucking mess. But I think this is the right size Allen key, if I remember. No, way too big. Way too big. Wrong one. I have a complete set laying around here somewhere. I need to go buy some more. So yeah, I'm going to find those, and then I will be right back with you. I think one of these is the right size. I'm not sure. Yeah, another go-kart engine block. It's got a hole in it, so it's no good. But I think this is it. I really need to get a GoPro. Let's see. Yep, that's it. Alright, so I'm gonna pop these covers off, that way I can replace those lines, because now I see they need to be replaced. I will go ahead and replace them. So yeah, I'm gonna get this cover off. It ain't nothing but like 3 bolts. So I'm gonna pop this off real quick, and then I'll see you guys when it's off. So we went ahead, got the main plastic off. It's only 2 bolts holding it on. There's supposed to be 3, but I've lost one, obviously. And I'm going to pop that off in order to get any more in. So I'm gonna pull that Allen key out real quick. I'm gonna close this before dirt gets down in there. And yeah, we'll get this one all right. Yeah, I definitely need some more fuel line for it. So yeah, we'll probably end up replacing all this line. I mean, it's still pretty soft, but this one's probably fine. But the one going to the tank is not. So we'll get that popped off. So I'm gonna get this cover off, and then I will see you guys as soon as it's off, because I think that's the only thing holding the carburetor on, unless it's these bolts right here too. I do not remember. It's been a whole season since I've done this. And I've only did this one other time last season when I first got this one, and I couldn't get it running because the fuel lines were gone in it completely. So yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'll see you guys as soon as I get that done. So I got this off. You can see we definitely need 2 new fuel lines. I don't know how well shaped that one's in, so we will see. But the carburetor is actually clean as hell. It's not bad, so I'm not going to worry about cleaning it. I am going to sit it over here on something clean though. So I'm going to go see if I have any more fuel line, because I'm pretty sure I have some laying around here. I just got to locate it. I've got a bag of this stuff laying around. I think it's up there. So yeah, I will see you guys once I find that fuel line. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys in probably 5-10 minutes when I find this stuff. So guys, I found my fuel line. It's a lot less than what I thought I had, but it's good enough. And I found some needle-nose pliers laying up here in my shop. Hopefully they're small enough that I can get them down in there. But it shouldn't be too difficult. We're going to start with just the first line that goes down into the tank, and then we'll replace the one that goes to the plunger. And then we should be good to go reassemble this. So yeah, what you guys do when you replace these lines, this is the one that goes down to the tank, right? I really need somewhere to prop this phone up at. Hold on. So like I was saying, guys, hold on. All right, so like I was saying, this line right here, I got my hands on. This is the one that goes down to the tank. It's gonna be pretty stuck on there. They always are, for some reason. No matter what two-stroke device I touch, no matter what two-stroke engine I put my hands on, they're always stuck on there. The best way that I found to get them off is just to cut it off. And that can be a bitch, but it works. Just like that. That's off. So now what we're going to do, since this is shorter, we'll take and get the same amount, but longer. And I'm actually going to put a little excess in it this time. I'm probably going to go about there. And that should be more than plenty of fuel line. And you're simply just going to do the same thing you did to get it off. Wedge it back up on there. And of course I set that gasket right down on the dirt. Now it's on there. Now you got a new fuel line. Now you just gotta get the old one off. And sometimes there is some stuff that gets built up like old fuel line at the top of these. So this is really handy where my pick set would come in, but my pick set's in my truck, which is at the shop. But you can't just take a pair, your knife or whatever you're using, and most of the time knock it right off. You know, set the carburetor off to the side, do the same thing. And this one was a little short when I did it, so we'll go just a little extra length. We'll go right there. Fuel lines are normally something you want to go pretty precise with, but on this, it don't really matter. And you just slide the new line right on, just like that. And you hook everything back in, and you're good to go. So I'll move some stuff out the way, and I'll move y'all a little closer. Sit that right there. Grab this here strip jug just to move y'all closer to me. And we'll get you set on this side where you can see what that was going on. So like I said, the longer line goes down to the tank. And sometimes it can be a pain to get it go down in there. So you just gotta kind of work it down. Kind of move the throttle cable out the way. What I like to do normally is I pop this little grommet out. I forgot about it. Yeah, there's a little grommet right here. Pop it out and take your fuel line, run it straight through there. Which I'm now noticing that this grommet is bad, so something else to replace. As long as it gets me through the season, I don't give a shit. And you can drop it right down in there, along with the grommet. The grommet is going to be a pain to get it back on, but it will just eventually sit down in there. Just like that. Okay, so then you're pretty much going to take throttle cable, which runs all the way over, and hook it right back on in. And when you put your airbox back on, this will have somewhere to go. And you're just gonna slide this right down underneath that throttle cable. Slide it right onto the end of the nipple where it's at. Prime it, make sure it's actually getting fuel. But it sounds like we got another bad line. So that line I pointed out a minute ago to y'all, it seems to be bad. And it's a lot longer. So pop that back off. And when they are bad, you don't know it till it's too late. So we'll pop that off. So you can see all that gunk build up on the end of it. You'll want to take, and this line does kind of matter. If it's got that little slit on the end of it, I can't really see it because of the lighting, but there you go. You can see that. That's that way. They put that there. That way you can get all the fuel. It only matters on this line really, but we'll go about there, and we'll cut it. Then compare which one's longer. Whichever one's longer is the one you're going to want to use. We're going to use this one because I trust this a lot more. And then in order to get that simple little piece, you just kind of cut it off. Be careful when y'all cutting towards yourself because it can be a pain. But it's pretty simple. Just don't cut your hands. Most of the time, it'll start to split on its own. And you go till you get to that thin point where you're at, and it'll cut it right out of the thin point. Just like that. Now you get that little notch. What you do, same thing you did before. Drop it back down in the fuel tank. Kind of just walk it back down in there. You're going to make sure you got a ton of that line down in there because you don't need a whole lot of it outside the tank. You need most of it in the tank. Like I said, just move the throttle cable out the way if it's in your way. And then it goes to this bottom little nipple and it hooks right on. So that's the same thing. Same process now when you're going to go put everything back on. Make sure you got everything right. This fuel line goes into that. Oh, that needs a throttle cable. Great, some more money needs to be spent now. That's the only problem I don't like about them. Is you find little shit like that when you're doing this service work on to them. They need to be done, but throttle cable ain't giving me no problems yet, so. I ain't too particularly worried about it. And you see how it's kind of like wedging itself? It's because there's not enough fuel line down in the tank. You got too much excess fuel line outside the tank. Just taking you one of those pliers, go on through it. Just like that. And then if you don't got enough, you can just slightly pull up. And you hook this up. Obviously, you're gonna make sure you're getting it and it's working. So once you know it's working, you're gonna take the carburetor, move it out the way. And this is that part I was talking about. It just slides right through here. You can kind of wiggle it on there some. And make sure everything lines up. You take one of the bolts. Obviously clean them if you're working on dirt like I am. Make sure everything lines up. And just kind of start to thread it in. And it will start itself by hand, and then you can take and just run it on just a little bit just to hold it in place. Just like that. Same thing with the other bolt. Clean it off. Make sure the threads are all clean. And then find the hole that it goes in. Kind of just thread it on. And then you're gonna want to bottom it out, not bottom it out, but start. When you see it touch the plastic, stop for a second and go to the other side, just like that. And do it on this side. And tighten up each side just a smidge. 2 or 3 turns at a time. And everything will line itself up. Like I said, everything will line itself up as you go. And same thing on this side again. And you're just going to come in, quarter turn. That's just making sure it's in there good. Then you take the other bolt that came out of the top of the air box. You're going to hook it on to your Allen key. And you're going to just thread it on slowly. Make sure it's not cross-threading, it's going in straight, you ain't stripping it. And just tighten it down. This one you can go ahead and tighten all the way. Just like that. Now you can go on and tighten these the rest of the way up. Just like that. Okay. So now I'm going to check and make sure all my field lines are down there in the bottom. And they are. Good way to test that is hit the primer a couple times and see if it's sucking the fuel at the bottom that it wasn't before. And mine is. So, now we've done that. And it's recommended you don't blow these off the air compressor, you just kind of wipe them off. You set your air filter back in there. My plug is dirty, so I'm going to take a wire brush to it real quick, so I'll see you guys as soon as I do that. Well, it ain't the cleanest plug in the world, but it's better than what it was. So then, simply take and thread it back on. And then find wherever you set your tool down at, which I don't know where I set it at. Wait a second. Oh no, where's it at? This is why I don't just leave my tools in, because I forget where I put them. Give me a second. I gotta go look in here and see if I set it down. I did sit on the workbench. So where did I sit it? I kinda need that back in order to finish this job. Aha, I found it. I set it down at the bin. And then just tighten it down just slightly. Drop your spark plug wire back on it. And this is something I do before I put everything back together. And put your air cap back on. Alright, now prime that fuel system up. Alright. Oh, what the fuck? Because that just pops off. Cool. Pretty sure that's choke. No throttle. There we go. Well, that would be why. That's going to rub that fuel on. So, when we run into that problem, and I've done that a couple times, I'm going to take and just reroute it. I thought I had it routed the right way, and I obviously didn't. Now I gotta try to get that back in there, like that. Now we have perfect throttle. Alright, so now, pound that because you just had to let air back in the system. Alright, and then you're going to try to fire it up. So I'm going to step outside the shop, and we're going to try to fire it up, even though it is an open back shop, but I'm still going to take this outside and do it. And we can test it right here. Don't have a really good spot to set you all up at, I don't think. Yeah, this will work. It might need adjustment on idle. Not quite sure. It could just need more fuel added to it. Alright, so now we got more fuel. Choke. It's probably out of gas, so I'm going to go grab the gas. Alright, so I got my two-stroke. Now we're just going to pull that out the way. Open this gas cap up. Yeah, probably. I've always had a problem with this one being low on gas. Okay, she's full now. We should have no more problems, because it is full. The other one was running last season. I don't know if it still is. It was running when I hung it up on the wall. Oh, prime it. Not bad, it runs. So now we know that runs, we'll slap the cover back on it, and that'll be the end of this video, because I'm going to go do some work now. Now that I know I've got a running weed eater. Actually, it won't be the end. I've got to check the string in this one, because I've not checked the string since last season. I have no godly idea how much string's in this damn thing. So we'll set you up right here. Move this forward, obviously. And work this cover back on, because it can't be a pain in the ass. Kind of helps I had the plug unhooked when I fucking did this shit. See, it helps when the plug's unhooked. I don't know why. It makes no sense to me, but it does. And we're just gonna run this down on here. Just like that. And these ain't gotta be terribly tight. They just gotta be snug. And that's kind of the proper way to service your weed eater. before the season. Now, the proper way would have been fully cleaning the carburetor, replacing the air filter, replacing the plug, replacing that grommet that I noticed is bad, the throttle cable when I noticed it was bad. All that stuff is stuff I could have done, I should do. I don't have the parts to do it right now. I will have to order those. But now I have a running weed eater, and that's what I needed. So if you did enjoy today's video, hope you guys did. Let me know. I have plenty of this stuff coming around. Always, guys, when you get done, throw your old fuel line away. You don't want that shit just laying around. Pick your tools up. I'm just gonna lay mine on this go-kart frame behind me. I'm gonna put these back on my workbench, and I'm gonna check the strings. And yeah, we'll call this the end of the video. So, because this clip's already about 10 minutes long. So, I'm gonna check the string off camera. I think I've got plenty. I'll just make another video about it later on when I service up weed eater. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this. I know it's kind of a shorter one, but it's something to make content on. And I have a 361 steel chainsaw in there. I got to order some parts for about $100 worth of parts. Carburetor, spark plug, air filter, flywheel. I think that's about it. Oh no, ignition coil. But yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy this. I'm going to go do some weed eating now. So peace out, y'all.